10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Johnny Pompous. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Johnny Pompous. Welcome to the Johnny Pompous Show. How's everybody doing out there this morning? It's a lovely, snowy, nasty mess outside is what it is. I'll tell you that right now. Want to let everybody know that we do have a guest this morning. Things are running a little bit behind. It's a technical error on my end. He will be joining us shortly. While we wait for that issue to correct itself, give me just a moment. I have actually something that I want to talk about. Oh, actually, hold on. Looks like he's getting in now. One moment. All right. I want to welcome our guest today, Shawn Jovi. Are you with us?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Can't complain, obviously. Before we get into the questions, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
My name's Shawn. I wrestle as Shawn Jovi. I live in the Green Bay area of Wisconsin. I have been backyard wrestling since 2006, around August, around that time. Started out on a trampoline, worked my way up to a ring. And I just started getting back into it about a year ago. And now I'm better than ever. I don't know.
Okay. No, that sounds fantastic. Truthfully, a lot of the backyard groups, some of them do start in trampolines, some just do it on the ground. I mean, I've seen it done on mattresses and whatnot.
I've done it all. I've done all of them.
Oh, absolutely. It is it's not super common, but it's always nice to see when backyard groups are able to actually get that ring back there. I mean, it's a game changer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you get into wrestling to begin with? Is it something like, does it run in the family, or you see something on TV, or?
My dad was watching it one night, and my buddy Brian from elementary school was trying to get me into it. And I watched Raw one night on USA or whatever it was on back in the day, and then I saw Kane and the whole unmasking thing, and I don't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't like the unmasking from like 2003. It was like, I think like earlier on they might have been trying to do it. But I remember seeing that. I was like, whoa, that guy's pretty scary. That's pretty cool. So I ended up liking it more and getting into it. And then me and my buddies messed around on a trampoline as I was a kid too. And eventually it just ended up being a backyard group.
That's generally what happens. As far as like, most of us do start out in the backyard. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. And it always starts as, kind of a small thing, just friends goofing around, and it usually evolves. No, I think I actually do remember what you're talking about. That original, I want to say, man.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it was like 2000, maybe 2001.
It is. Yeah, it sounds about right. It was before the invasion angle.
Right. Okay. All right. So you've been doing this pretty much since 2006. Have you ever sustained any kind of notable injuries?
Surprisingly, not. I haven't had a bad injury or anything. Right now, my shoulder's kind of messed up, but I mean, I'm working on physical therapy and stuff, so I'm ready for the season. Didn't injure at wrestling though. It was just something that's been bothering me for a while.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's understandable. So it's 2006, no in-ring injuries. That's fantastic. I hope that luck streak continues. It's always a
Right.
plus when you're able to do something that you love and that you're passionate about, and it doesn't hurt you. So
Right. Yeah, it's kind of the gift of it right now.
yeah, absolutely.
Not much
Um,
mess.
yeah. So kind of following up with the injuries question. Has there been ever been a time during a match where you thought you got hurt, like something happened, it didn't feel quite right, and it made you worry about what was actually going on?
Um, I think one of the scariest matches I had, and it wasn't so much it was scary, it was more like I'm not used to doing this kind of stuff. I was in Indiana Championship Wrestling. I met the guys earlier that year through the GBYWN forums. I'm not sure if you were familiar with that era of backyard wrestling.
I am. I absolutely am.
All right. So, yeah, I wrestled for Indiana Championship Wrestling for the first time. And and the guy who was supposed to wrestle Chris Castle in this TLC match got hurt or whatever. He busted his head on a chair really bad the day before. So I ended up being the replacement. And that match was brutal. I didn't know what I was getting into. Chris Castle did like I don't know, it was like a double moonsault, but we collided heads, and I thought I was doomed from there.
Oh no, no,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a double moonsault off the ladder, and we collided heads. He super kicked me in the face, and it left a shoe print on there,
Oh
which I think
man.
is like a hilarious one. I got picked up by my aunts and uncle that day, and they're like, "Why is there a shoe print on your face?" I'm like, "Why isn't there? Why would there be a shoe print on my face?" Like, I was proud. I wore that shoe print proud.
Hey, I mean, yeah. If the shoe fits, definitely wear
Yeah, definitely, man.
it. All right. Okay. So, what would you say if you had to pick just one thing? Because I mean, I'm sure since 2006, there's been a lot of things, so it might be hard to kind of separate just one thing. But if you could pick like a proudest moment, regarding wrestling, whether it was actually something you did, something you got to be there for, what would you say that would be?
I would say actually October of last year, I ended up with the group I'm in now, WCE. We ended up getting a ring and all this stuff. And one of my things when I was a kid was like, it'd be cool to have a ring in my backyard. I've always kind of wanted that. And we did a show at my house in October, and it went really good. And I was super stoked. It was a really big feel good moment for me because, it's like a 15-year journey, and now I got to do what I wanted kind of thing.
No, absolutely.
So it was like one of those dream makers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it to somebody who isn't actually, involved in wrestling at all. But there is something just unforgettable about the first time you actually walk into a ring. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter how many times you do it afterwards. There's something about the first time, even if you don't know what you're doing at first. Just
Right.
setting foot in it, it's
Like,
incredible.
I've been in rings before this, and I have done stuff with ICW and some other feds before this. But having a ring in my own yard was just cool
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine.
without having to travel and do the Greyhound and all that other fun shenanigans.
So you have actually traveled back and forth, and
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When Indiana Championship Wrestling was doing their run from 2017 to I think 2019, I ended up going on a Greyhound every couple months to record a month's worth of footage and head home.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but my history with them kind of goes back a long ways. Like I used to watch them on YouTube when I was doing trampoline and they were doing trampoline. And I always their stuff was so much better than mine, so I admired it.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, and then eventually got me talking to them on MySpace, which was social media platform number one at the time. And then it eventually led to the forums and all that other stuff. And it's kind of cool being able to meet all these people that you would never expect to meet in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Get to know them.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree with that. Okay. Um, so how long have you been with? You said WCE, correct?
Yep.
How long have you been with them?
Well, we started actually in August of last year. None of this really got the ball. All didn't really get started rolling until about June.
June. Okay.
So we did like a short second half of a season. Once we got access to buying the ring, and then we're just waiting for the snow to melt.
No, I understand that. That's usually a big obstacle.
Yeah, it's the most painful part about yarding, man.
Oh yeah,
Especially
absolutely. You're very limited on what the weather wants to do that day.
especially in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like
Um,
chills right now. It's stupid.
all right. Okay, so you started with them. Really kind of got the ball rolling back in June. Um, so I know you said since 2006 you've been kind of doing this. You've done the traveling. What do you think your favorite group or company has been so far to work with?
Um, as much as I love our Fed now, I will say ICW will always have a place in my heart. Just because as it was the goal to travel there one day, I wrestled at their Mania show, Deadly Fire, which was something I kind of wanted to do too. So like I accomplished a lot with them, and I'm hoping WC is actually going to be the same feel for me. And I do plan on spending the rest of my backyard career in WC.
Okay. Well,
As long as
I've actually got another guy from that group WCE. He's going to be coming on the show close to the end of the month. His name is Craven.
yep, Craven. Yeah, I had a feud with him last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's actually that kind of leads into my next question for you was um, do you have any current or past rivalries or beef? Just is there any
Oh,
kind of bad air between you and anybody right now?
competitive beef. Yeah, I got a few. Like Craven and I had some competitive matches last year. We fought over my old Feds belt, the RCW belt, and because we are still in the works of getting ones of our own. And but I would say probably my most noteworthy rivalry, probably out of everything, was in ICW. King BW. Um, he was probably my greatest rival, and yeah, he was a big guy. And when I was wrestling him, I was like half his size. It was crazy, and I'm a big guy to begin with.
Okay.
And I had a feud for, I'd say, from 2009 up until 2017, on and off. It
Oh
was probably
wow.
my biggest backyard feud. It was like it wasn't like the whole time. It was like a recurring feud. So like
Kind
it
of
just
off and
had,
on.
yeah, an off and on recurring.
Okay, that's understandable. I get that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like a recurring character in an episode that's a rival kind of thing. Like
Right. Right. Okay. So to working with these groups over your career,
mhm.
how many championships have you held?
Okay. Well, I almost don't want to count my Fed because, well, I guess someone wasn't the champion. I was a kid back then, so I was like, all right, I'll just hold the title so someone else is reliable enough to hold it. So I don't really count my Fed too much. I'll just call it like 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
But I won a couple belts out of my Fed. I was in a mattress like ground group called NWF for a little bit, and I won their world title. Uh, I won a few GBYWN titles that are no longer active.
Right.
And then I also am looking to become the first WCE interstate world champion, which is my goal right now, hopefully. I got my I got that match on April 30th. So
April
hopefully
30th.
I'm the inaugural champion.
Okay. So who are you going up against April 30th?
Right now it's a fatal 4-way elimination match. We've only announced a couple of the competitors. Well, I'm the only competitor announced so far.
That definitely sounds exciting.
Yeah, yeah. With winter and stuff, it's kind of hard to hype it up right now. So we're just kind of slowly announcing the participants until
Okay.
it gets closer to the show, and then we can do some build up from there. Obviously.
Right. No, definitely. Now, where is that going to be? Is that going to be is it going to be on YouTube uploaded? Is it going to be broadcasted anywhere?
Yeah, I'll probably have it on YouTube. I pretty much put everything I do on YouTube. I have a vlog. I have all the wrestling stuff. All my stuff I've done over the years is on my account.
Okay.
It's like a giant library.
Okay. Well, I mean, just while we're on the subject of the YouTube, if you want to go ahead and just kind of let everybody know what that channel is, that way everybody can kind of go check it out.
Yeah, so I mean, the URL is obviously http// blah 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 youtube.com/rcw rules. Rules is spelled RULZ. So RCWRULZ is the
CW rules.
yep. And then otherwise, just search WC or Shawn Jovi Selby or something like that on YouTube. You'll find me. It's all connected pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So April 30th. Now, is that going to be? Is that like a? Is that a big event? Or is it just going to be like a house show, so to speak, or?
Yeah, it's gonna be our season premiere. Um, what I've done so far, since we've only done one show at my place, and we did the other two at my buddy James's, we're kind of easing it in because my dad's the landlord of the place I live at, so we gotta make sure we're living by his rules and all that stuff, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we don't get kicked out. It was really nice of him and my uncle to let me do this. So, but yeah, we plan on doing it here at my house. We're probably audience members will probably be like friends and family only. That's pretty much what I plan on doing for attendance, so I don't draw too much attention in the neighborhood.
Understandable. I mean, that brings me to another question. I mean, you've been doing backyard for some time. Um, everybody knows that I did backyard for close to 15 years, so
Yeah.
I definitely can relate to that. Now, a couple of times while I was doing backyard, because like you said, you don't want to draw too much attention in the neighborhood. We've actually had the police called on us in the past a couple of times. Has anything like that ever happened with you guys?
Surprisingly, not. I think I've had noise complaints like when I was younger because we used to like blare loud music and stuff, but never had anything. And I was actually kind of surprised with the last show because my house is off of a public trail. Like it's like on the border of like a public trail.
Oh
So
wow.
a lot of people are walking and jogging down it daily. So I'm surprised, but I feel like if anybody looks and is like, oh, they have a ring, cool. They probably know what they're doing. Just keep trotting forward, you know. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I haven't had any police encounters or anything yet. I'm hoping not to.
Well, that's
But
definitely always a plus.
we got the okay from the insurance and all that stuff. So I mean, we're not really doing anything wrong. We have waivers. We signed them. Like, right, you got to cover your
Absolutely.
butt, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, so how many guys would you guys say that you have on your active roster currently?
Right now, I would say actively showing up because we're newer fed. We got like 8 that are probably continuously actively showing up, and then we'll have like probably we have more than that obviously now. We recruited
Right.
quite a few people over the winter. It's just a matter of do they show up for the first day of the year.
Okay. Now, do you guys have any kind of like when you get new guys and new talent? Do you guys have any of those like hazing the new guy kind of rituals?
Not really. I mean, I always try to accept everyone, help them out. We don't really have any weird rituals or anything we put them through. Maybe chop everyone, chop them. I don't know. Just get everyone just give them a good stuff chop. It's actually my birthday today, so I was gonna have all my friends that come over chop me for my birthday.
No, oh, happy birthday! I had no idea.
Yeah, I almost forgot until like about a week ago. Oh, crap! I'm turning 32. What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, for me, man, like truthfully, I'm a little up there. I mean, not much older than you, but it's gotten to the point now where when you're younger, you're like, man, it's my birthday in a week. I'm gonna take off work. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Now it's more like I don't even remember when it is half the time.
Yeah, I'm starting to get to that point, but it's like, I like having an excuse to celebrate. I'm Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. I'm a partier. What can I say?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not.
Right.
Okay. So I know you said that your big goal right now that you're focusing on is getting that title on April 30th. What would you say? What are some, I guess, stepping stone goals that you have, and what is like a major goal? Like, is there like when you think about maybe like 5 years from now, 5 years down the road, um, what do you hope to accomplish in wrestling?
Um. Well, I feel like I'm kind of at the point where like I got one good run left in me, and I'm kind of riding it out right now.
Okay.
So like I don't see myself going until like I'm 40 or something. I probably see myself going another 3 4 years and being like, all right, I can't do this no more. But
I mean, it does take a toll.
oh yeah,
But okay, so now I know you said the other competitors in the Fatal Four Way and on the 30th have not been released yet.
I was told I could announce one of them like soon,
Oh,
and yep. So I do. I could probably just do it now because I plan on doing it later this
oh,
week anyway on my vlog.
oh, we're gonna get the inside scoop. All right, yeah,
Might as
let's hear
well,
it.
right? Might as well while we're here. So the second competitor is actually someone I've known for a very long time. He was one of the first opponents I had when I started my group RCW. Him and a guy named Belial, we started the group together. So Darkfire is going to be the second competitor in our match, and who's also like literally one of my best friends in the whole wide world.
Okay,
So
yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking
so
these out.
in the ring because we only had like a short ability to do it. We wrestled a triple threat with Craven. So seeing Darkfire in the ring again with me will be a treat because it's something we've always dreamed of being in there together.
I mean, that's definitely. I mean, if it's something that you guys always wanted to do, and you're gonna get to do it, I mean, that's definitely cool. And you
Right.
said this is youtube.com and basically slash RCW rules, spelled RULZ, correct?
Correct.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely be checking these out.
Yeah, I think I saw you subscribed or somebody subscribed. I know you
I
liked
think
our page.
I think I actually did subscribe. I think it was Craven that sent me a YouTube video. Now that I think about it,
Yep. Yeah, because I remember you liked our page and stuff, and then I saw you another subscribe. I'm like, oh yeah.
oh
I figured it was you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember doing that now. Okay, all right. So we talked about future goals, and you said that you feel like you maybe have about 3 or 4 years left, and then
At
it's
best.
possible retirement.
Yeah, like honestly, every time my opportunity to wrestle goes away, I'm like, okay, I guess it can be done. And I was still intent on being done. Like the last time I said I was done, for sure was Deadly Fire and ICW when I wrestled Happy Psycho. That was supposed to be my last match. And then last year, the opportunity showed up for WCE, and obviously, I couldn't turn that down.
Nah, absolutely, I understand.
Yeah,
There's something about it, man. I mean, I've retired. I don't know how many times over the years. I mean, it has a way of pulling you back in.
I know. It's like right when you think you're done, and you just get sucked right back into it.
Yeah, and it's almost surprising how easy it is for that to happen. I mean, you could be set like doing this and doing that, completely content with your life, and then someone's just like, "Hey, man, you wanna get back into wrestling?" It's like, yeah, absolutely. Didn't think I did, but I do.
Yeah, it's like a pillar in my life, man.
That's understandable.
Staple.
Okay.
Can't mention Shawn without wrestling.
Okay. Well, I think I have one final question for you.
All right.
So let's say everything goes kind of according to plan, and about 3 or 4 years, you do finally kind of hang up the boots metaphorically
All right.
and put it to bed. How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as the guy who started out just wanting to have fun and make something big out of it and still have fun at the same time. Like for me, wrestling's not just about like the story and all that stuff. It's a hobby, it's fun. And I'm one of those guys who wants to live to have fun, live for a good time, not always necessarily a long time. I just want to be remembered as that guy who had a passion for wrestling and made the best of it as he could. Sense.
That's very simple, but it's very, I don't know, it's I mean, that's
I don't
that's
ask a
perfect. I mean,
lot.
that's a perfect answer. I mean,
I just want to be remembered as that guy who does what he loves and has a passion, and a
and you
lot of
did
people
it.
admire my passion for that. Yeah, and I did what I wanted to do. If you have a dream or something you want to do, whether no matter how big or how small, pursue it. Mine was a small
Absolutely.
dream. It took me 15 years to pursue this small dream, but I did it with the help of WC and Craven and them.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of respect in that. That was a great answer, truthfully. Okay. All right. Well, before we go, is there anything you want to leave us with, or anything else you want to get out there?
I think I'm good, man. Like, I would say advice to like people getting into the yarding is take the advice. Like, honestly, in the global bag of wrestling days, I was bullied because I wasn't like up to par with everyone else, and I kind of put myself in that position. And I always would recommend people is like to avoid stuff like that. Listen to people, take advice, do the best you can because you're you in the end. Like, just do just do you, but do the best you can. Don't be lazy. Don't put it off. Just do you.
Absolutely. Those are words of wisdom right there, everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Shawn, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah.
Um,
So much.
if you're welcome back anytime. Um, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast later when it's uploaded. Um, but if there's nothing else on your end, Shawn, all right, everybody have a good day.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.